regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good, too. But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. Regulators! Mount up.
So maybe you've heard that song before. Regulators, mount up. That song actually is quoted from a movie called Young Guns about the famous Billy the Kid, American outlaw. And so William Bonney, these are actually the only 4 known photos of him. Each one of them has sold for over $1 million at auction. See, his real name was probably Henry McCarty, and he was born in New York City, but made his way out west when he was just a little kid. And his family came from New York City, and they ended up settling in the Great Southwest in New Mexico. His mom died when he was really young of lung cancer, and then Billy the Kid kind of just became started misbehaving. And eventually his dad died too, and he got taken in by a store owner named John Tunstall. And John Tunstall had taken in a lot of young guys, and he gave them a job and taught them how to become ranch hands, taught them how to read and write. But John Tunstall had opened up a store that was a rival to Two Men's Store, James Dolan and Lawrence Murphy. And these guys hated each other. They did not like that John Tunstall was taking in on their business. And eventually one night they confronted him and they murdered John Tunstall on his ranch. And this set off a series of fights that will be known as the Lincoln County War. And Billy the Kid in particular, took offense to Mr. Tunstall being murdered, and he went on a rampage. He made himself a deputy down there. He killed the sheriff, and he killed several other policemen. And then he was taken into custody, escaped jail twice, and basically became one of America's most famous outlaws, so much so that President Rutherford B. Hayes actually sent down the army to go and track Billy the Kid and capture him. This was a 4-year war. Hollywood has made some pretty good movies about it, none better than Young Guns in 1988.
We got warrants for the law! You were supposed to serve 11 warrants and expose the ring. Instead, you went on the warpath. The governor's revoked accusation powers. You're now wanted by the legitimate law as well as those outside the law. You're being hunted by troops. I like these odds. Young Guns.
And Billy the Kid and a group of other men loyal to John Tunstall became known as the Regulators, or the Young Guns. And just to give you an idea of how real this was, go down to law enforcement officers killed in the United States. There's been about 25,000 in our history. And Lincoln County, New Mexico. And so Billy the Kid was not a good person, and this is from the Officer Down Memorial page.org, odmp.org. And you can read that Deputy James Bell and Deputy Marshal Robert Ollinger were killed by the notorious outlaw Billy the Kid, along with a few other police officers. And then he also killed other men, and he killed some Native Americans. So Billy the Kid was a pretty wild guy. I think what's most famous about him is that he escaped jail twice, and they never know if he really was captured and killed. But they also grew up and they knew each other and they were friends. And some people think that Pat Garrett might have let Billy the Kid escape to Mexico. Billy the Kid did speak Spanish. He learned it growing up down in New Mexico near the border. And so at home, what you can do, go to postermywall.com and have a specific activity for you to make a wanted poster for your favorite teacher, friend, parent, or sibling. This is a nice one some students did for a teacher at my school. And these are some other ones where they kind of roasted some teachers in a friendly way. Here's one for a coach at our school, Mr. Vargas, Mr. Varela, Coach Steinmetz. There's a lot of cool things you can do on Poster My Wall apart from wanted posters, but this is just one cool activity.